Hi and welcome back to my solo playthrough of The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim the adventure game. Thanks so much for all your helpful comments, because with those I was able to identify some of the, let's say, small or not so small goofs during my first episode here. And it's really mainly around the solo mode. There I really held a relatively long rant on how I think this might be a little bit unbalanced, because again you add those tokens no matter if you're playing solo 2 or 3 players. At least for the solo mode there is a relatively easy answer to that, because I didn't simply read it. There's a small section relatively at the end of the rulebooks where there is a minor adjustment for the solo mode, is that you have somewhat of a, I don't know, shadow player sitting next to you, and you're passing along the starting player marker from left to right. And only when you have the starting player token will you then also draw an event card, which means I have at least too many event cards out here on the board. So for the next 2 turns I think I was definitely not going to draw a new one, because otherwise things will simply explode in respect to those events here, and I will also not be able to follow up on all of those anyway. A smaller second one was in respect to my flame cloak here, and it seems there is an FAQ which really explains it. You are not losing the life point yourself. I mean, it really does make sense that everyone else will be affected, and you're already paying for one, let's say, life point in order to activate it, and you really shouldn't get punished twice. I think this really didn't break anything, because I was able to sort things out without problems, but definitely something I have to remember. And then there also was a very helpful comment on my tutorial video, where I said, when you get this extra dice, it's not a reroll of a die, it's really you are adding another die. I don't think it changes things too much if you're re-rolling things or if you're adding dice, unless again you have to roll more than 3 successes. Then yes, it does matter, and maybe there are some instances which I haven't stumbled upon yet, which might also change things. But from now on, and again I really do appreciate the comment, I will really add the die instead of simply re-rolling one, just in case it might matter things further down the line. But I think you really should know that, and again, a very, very helpful comment. Overall, a great catch. But I think those should be all. So before we get started, again, another huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. Again, really do appreciate all your support, and I think it's still Christmas, at least for me here. We are the second Christmas holiday. So Merry Christmas to all of you, if you are celebrating it or not. I do, and I really, definitely one of, I think it's the favorite time of the year for me. Really spending a lot of time with my family. Apparently not just yet, but I'm getting there. Later this afternoon we will see further parts of the family. So yeah, but still I found some time to keep playing, because I was also really, really eager to keep playing this campaign solo. As I mentioned, we are not drawing an event card for the next, I think, let's say 2 turns, and then we will do the normal procedure of things, or process. So I will be turn, then we will hand the starting player over to the shadow player, and going back and forth. We will only draw an event card every other turn, that is. I kind of forgot what I was going to do, but I believe I wanted to move down here to Falkreath. We have our Khajiit Warfare. I think it's a story quest in here. We have reached level 1, so I think we should be okay. On the way there we have a lot of money, because we have gained some bucks from the trap, and we were also able to find the silver emerald necklace for 7 gold. So we have 10 gold, and I think we should be, we can stop. I mean, we can also deal in Falkreath. They're both strongholds. In Whiterun we still have the Skyforge world quest, but we would need to have smithing in order to do something meaningful. We need to roll 3 successes. It's not impossible. We get extra dice for iron ore. We have 1. So in theory you would be rolling 4 dice. It's not impossible. The penalty would be to degrade Whiterun, which means we couldn't buy there again. The thing is, what would we be able to buy in Whiterun? I was planning on getting a dagger in Whiterun, and we get some heavy gear and we get some, let's say, lighter gear. So in this deck there are, I think, the lighter armor, for example, and also the lighter. So there are daggers in this one here, not so much. Here we typically find heavy armor, two-handed weapons, not stuff I want, and for 4 money we could get any of the resources. So I could, without, let's say, going too crazy, I could simply spend 4 getting myself a second iron ore, and with 2 iron ore I should be able to craft a dagger there. On the other hand, we could simply pay 1 and see what we get, maybe pay a second one, and then we couldn't decide if we want to do that. In Boardgame, it's basically pretty similar. We could also gain the light stuff, but the resources are much more expensive down here. So here we would get this for 4, he would get this. So I think we really should stop in Whiterun. Yeah, let's do that. So for our movement, we are moving down here to Whiterun. I think from there, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we would make it to Boardgame anyway, but I think we have time now. And again, I get basically 2 free movements, 2 free turns before we are triggering the next event. So I think we are okay here. So we will stop here. And again, we choose the order of things. The first thing that we want to do, we will deal with Whiterun, which means we have to spend 1 coin just to get to the market. So for our movement, we are moving down here to Whiterun. I think from there, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we would make it to Boardgame anyway, but I think we have time now. And again, I get basically 2 free movements, 2 free turns before we are triggering the next event. So I think we are okay here. So we will stop here. And again, we choose the order of things. The first thing that we want to do, we will deal with Whiterun, which means we have to spend 1 coin just to get to the market. No matter what, we are drawing 1. Now we are drawing the topmost card from the appropriate item deck. We get to choose which item deck. Keep in mind we have the red, the heavy stuff, and the lighter stuff here. And we are drawing the topmost card here. If we would have the speech skill, we would be able to draw 2 instead of 1. Well, that's really huge, but in this case we have to live with what we get. And okay, that's a necklace of the steed. And this is really not a terrible thing, quite honestly. We would gain a sneak +1 if the armor set of the steep steel armor and boots is equipped. Okay, you may sneak with heavy armor. Not bad, not bad. But I don't know if I want that. So we can now, whatever, say we are stopping our purchase step. We can buy it, or we can basically simply ignore it. Or we can also simply spend 1 coin to draw a second card. And I think that's what we do. I don't want to do that endlessly. So I think I will stop here. And ooh, what do we have here? The Ring of Shadow. If the armor set of the Shadow, glass armor, helmet and boots. Yeah. And these are really expensive items. This is really expensive stuff. So no, I think I will not buy any of those. And here I'm also not sure if I will shuffle these back or if they go below. I will check that in a second, but for now I will not buy those. But of course I have already spent $2 for nothing. We are not getting it back. So here we are selling the silver necklace. So we get the money basically kind of back. So we have 5 plus 2. So we have 7 plus the 1 we have. So we have 8 gold, which is still not bad. So this is out of here. I think, yeah, it's discarded for now. I think it will not come back. And then I guess I will spend 4 now. Yes, so we flip this one over, bringing us down to 4 in total to buy the second piece of iron ore, and then we are going to craft in Whiterun. You can do that during your market step. And again, you can do these things in any order you see fit. So with 2, we can craft the iron dagger, which I think should have been the second equipment card, quite honestly. But yeah, I didn't think about this one too much. But for now, this is totally fine. I will take it and we can immediately equip it, of course. And as we have 2 hands, we can also equip it next to our sparks. And if we're using this now on a sneak attack, we would gain the damage ×2. So this can be now really used. And now it really does make sense to go for these sneak attacks, something that we have completely ignored so far, or had to ignore, because again, you cannot use sneak attacks on these destruction spells, for example. So I think this was totally worth it. Yeah, we will get those coins back. We will not do anything else, but I still think it was a relatively important update step. I think getting this iron dagger now could make really a huge difference. So this is now the end of our market step, and then we can still take our action here in Whiterun. We could go for a narrative exploration, basically going for this one here. This could be another, I don't know, place where we can store those threat tokens, or we can really go for the Skyforge here. And now I'm really out of these tokens. I would have done that before, but I think 3 successes, it's not unlikely. I mean, 50-50 chance on each of those dice. But I also don't want to degrade Whiterun just yet. So no, I think we are not going to do that. We are going for a narrative exploration. So yeah, let's see what we get. Darius, another lonely traveler. He's bleeding from a wound to the head. They stole my heirloom. Please help me out. Okay, oh, that's good. All right, we always get those. So now, okay, that's tempting now. So I think let's go for one of those. Yeah, why not? We could then maybe try it again at the start of the next round. Cool. But then we have to heal him. We would roll through. We need 2 of those symbols, and we can push with our leaves. So that's, yeah, let's roll the 3 dice first. And typically there is not an immediate ill effect not doing this. I think if we are failing, we will, I think, move it below the draw deck. Okay, then let's roll those 3 dice. Again, we can push, and okay, we have 1. We have 1 die. So I think it's definitely worth pushing. So we are spending 1 of those, and well, let's use this die here to gain another die. So I will play this correctly. Okay, this was not good enough. I think I will. It's 2 more. And 2. Let's do that. We could gain those back. So we are getting another die. Again, this time I will play it correctly. And awesome. Okay, we were able to heal him apparently, which means we are getting 2 here, experience, and 2 any resources. Let's go for 1. And I think we might want to go for another ore. Yeah, let's do that. This card is now really removed from the game, and we are getting another quest. This is our second personal quest. We cannot have more than those, but it's 757. And this is Warehouse 43 in Solitude. Okay, yeah, I think this is where those, yeah, where they have parked the heirloom, it seems. I have to place this into Solitude, which is all the way up there. Yeah, all our personal quests are everywhere, but not where we need to be. That's kind of a bummer, but this card is out of here. But yeah, I gained some stuff, so I'm definitely not complaining about this turn. So let's carry on. Again, we are not drawing our event card. We will start doing this from the next turn onwards. And now the question is, do we want to try the Skyforge? We now do have some iron ore to push. We would shuffle some event cards into the event deck, and I think that this is a good thing because this is also a card that stays in the deck. So even though if I will not encounter it this episode or this chapter, those cards typically stay in, and then we might find it next story or chapter or so. So I think this is really tempting. So yeah, let's try that. I mean, why not? Just to show you stuff. So this was, I mean, this token is gone no matter what. So we are rolling the 3 dice. We need 3 times this Celtic knot or whatever it is. Are you kidding me? You are a star, my Dunmer. Awesome, that's so cool. So first of all, we get an advanced item, though there's a little A in that treasure chest, and here we have a silver sword. Oh gosh, it's one-handed. Oh, now it did the dagger. Okay, it doesn't have a sneak bonus, but wow, I could do 4 heavy damage with this weapon here, with a silver sword. This is now really, really tempting. The thing now really is, let's compare this to our iron dagger. Obviously, this one is doing much more damage than the iron dagger. I mean, for the normal swing, we would basically inflict 2 light wounds or light damage, and for the 2 slash, we get 4. But they're all more expensive in respect to stamina, which is okay because for my main attack, I'm typically using the sparks here. I could use the silver sword still with our sneak attack. It wouldn't double anything. So let's say if I would be successful in a, let's say, sneak attack on the iron dagger, it would also inflict 4 light damage, because again the damage is doubled. For this it would be 4 of those heavy damage, so I get to have some choices. So it's only, I mean, I will keep them both, that's definitely goes without saying. Question really is, which do I want to equip right now? I think the silver sword is definitely cooler. Let's, for now, let's put it in here. On the other hand, we could, no, I think let's leave it at that. Let's go with the silver sword. I think this gives me much more, let's call it flexibility, but yeah, we are not getting the extra sneak. Let's leave it like this for now. We can then still unequip it, and we will stick to the iron dagger, and then we could still switch weapons before every combat round. Yeah, sorry, this was really a long thought process. Apologies for that. But yeah, let's leave it at that. Up next, we will shuffle event card 150. I haven't looked at it just to check the number. It's card 150 with the top 4 cards of the event deck. So we might encounter it sooner or later. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we take those in here, and I will do some shuffling. Now at least I do have some shuffling, not just 2 cards, which is kind of boring. So let's do that here, so I'm not cheating. And then it goes on top of the event deck, and then yes, we will basically remove this card from the game. Nicely done. In theory, I could still now engage with Whiterun with the market. We haven't degraded it, but we have 4 money. I could sell stuff. I mean, I could sell the Iron Dagger now, but no. I think I'm good. We will call it a round, and I think up next we will have to draw an event card. I could be wrong, maybe we should have gained 1 more freebie, but let's not push it. I'm okay with that. So let's draw the card accordingly, and no, I think this is not, no, that was not card 150. We would have seen that with a number. Preparing for the storm, but it's yet again another World Crest. There are other type of cards in that deck, believe me. The Thieves Guild in Riften is hoarding items in case they are needed. Okay, first of all, we have to place 2 threat tokens. I think 1 directly goes on this card, right? 1 basically quest token has to be placed down here into Riften. And we still have to place 1 more threat marker. And as we're heading towards Forkreath anyway, I guess we can place it here. In theory, we could place both of those tokens here. Yeah, I think that will be my next thing anyway, right? Yeah, let's do that. Okay then, let's do some movement. So we want to move to Forkreath. The question really is, do we want to stop on our way there? But I think we will not be able to level up. We are 2, we need 6 more. So I think stalling once more wouldn't really help us. No, let's not do that. So we move 1, 2, and 3 down here to Forkreath. Do we want to do stuff there? Do we want to buy more items? I think not, because again, we don't have any money there. We don't, well, we could craft or upgrade actually, because we do have 2 iron ore, and for 2 we could upgrade our iron dagger. On the other hand, if we would wait to 4, we could upgrade our silver sword, which might be the better thing to do, but I still think it might be worth it. We are still lower ranked. We will use the iron dagger for now, so but I still think it's good. No, let's do that. So we are spending the 2 here. We didn't need to spend those for this iron forge or whatever it was. So we are drawing our next upgrade / crafting card, and this is what we got. It's a +1. So the way how this works is we are basically moving it next to here. So this iron dagger, on the stab ability we gain an extra damage. So this would be 3. If we double this, this would be huge. So I think I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with the upgrade there. And I guess for our action we will go for the Khajiit warfare here. Most of them are asleep and only 1 keeps guard. I prepare my weapons and jump from the shadows. We are clearing 3, 7, 8. And yeah, big surprise, it's a Khajiit guard. Okay, a sneak of 5. Yeah, I guess we are not going for a sneak attack, right? I mean, we would roll 5 dice. I think it's 5 dice, right? But yeah, we need basically all to succeed. And if not, he basically does this. So, I think, and he's not easy. Not easy to deal with. So do I want to change now my weapon? The silver sword? Or will I think for now I will stick to my sparks. I will not do my sneak. Oh, but I see it again. I keep forgetting it has an ambush. So how can he ambush me or they ambush me if I came from the shadows, right? So thematically that's not it really said jump from the shadows. Either he must have seen me before and is now really preparing the counter trap. So that's a little bit weird. So I definitely need to go for the sneak. And there is no reason not to do that. Otherwise, again, they will hit me for 3 here. Easy as that. And I'm not allowed to push for the sneak attack. So I simply need to roll. I think it's only, again, we have 3 basic. 1 from our hide armor and 1 from our dagger. So good, I'm happy now that we have used the dagger. I think there is nothing else where we would gain sneak from. No, that's it. So we need 5 times this not symbol, and yeah, we only rolled it once, of course. So yeah, he's hitting us with the ambush, which means they're hitting us with this skull symbol here. We don't get any defensive action whatsoever. And because, yeah, they will go for the maximum damage they can do. I don't have heavy armor, which means they're going for the heavy damage. So I take 1, 2, 3 hits right off the bat. Wow, that's nasty. Then we are moving into the normal round of combat. So we are rolling the enemy die here. And that's a whiff. Okay, I take that. And in the meantime, I also noticed that I forgot those cubes. And this is good. The Khajiit Guard doesn't have any magical resistance or armor, which means with my sparks, I should be able to do an awful lot of damage. So I think we will go for the burst here, which means we will spend 1 and 2. And this time again, we will roll 4 dice. We have the destruction skill now. And because of our, after learning the destruction, we get 1 extra damage from that destruction. So this could be 3 damage, which would be pretty good actually. But of course we need 2 of those not symbols. Okay, I don't count this. So whatever falls out, I will roll again. But okay, it was not good enough. Yes, I know I will playing this a little bit against myself. So I think in this case we will push, right? So we will spend 1 of our magical thing to get an extra die. And ooh, that's tough. Do we want to do that? Yeah, we can do that once more, I guess. So let's do that. Oh gosh, this is so bad again. I hate it. I hate my life choices here. So yeah, I will not do that again because I need to hit it at least once more. So I will stop here. So this was really bad. Really, really, really bad. Which means we are moving into the next round of combat. The Khajiit will roll the axe. The axe is not here. So again, they whiffed. I take it. So we will spend 2 more mana here. So we are down to 0. We can still spend mana, but for every mana we spending, basically, we will lose life instead. So let's really hope for a better result. I mean, we are rolling 4 dice and we need, what do we need? 2, right? It's just 2. Yeah, okay. This time we were successful. We get an extra magical damage because of our, yeah, again, basic Dunmer special ability, and we are targeting this one here. 1, 2, 3. That's at least something. So they have lost their heavy armor. Now I could really go for, yeah, I really could go for my iron dagger now, because with my light damage, she cannot block light damage with heavy armor. So I think that's good, but still we have to roll for the combat again. That's the flame. Okay, that's bad. Do we want to dodge or not? How lucky do I feel? And I think I'm okay. I will take this. So we are on our final blow. Yeah, that's okay. And then we will, instead of using our sparks, we will go for our iron dagger. And we will go for, does it matter? Yeah, we need the 3 damage actually. So I guess, no, we need only 2 damage. But yeah, we need to do that. So we'll go for the stab. So we are spending 1 stamina. And we will roll only 3 dice. Again, that's a one-handed. We don't have the one-handed skill. So we are still down to 3 dice. and here is the symbol. We only needed one. Yes, awesome. So again, it's 2 plus 1 light damage. The Khajiit can't block it, so 1, 2, totally defeated. I take it, nicely done. So let's flip this one to the other side. We were successful. It's a success. Awesome. The guard dies screaming. His friends, terrified, pay me to spare their lives. 7 gold and 2 experience points. And we place... Okay, we have to travel back to Solitude, which is good. We have things to do there. We have a personal quest, right? Yeah. I think we have to place it there. Cool. I think this was great. So we are moving to 4 XP. We get 7 more bucks, which isn't terrible. Definitely not terrible. Can we do that? I don't know. Let's simply add those here. So this is 1, this is 5, and this is 7. Cool. We are adding a marker to Solitude, and I believe this is simply a counter. This is a balancing thing. This is why we have added this marker next to Solitude. It's not really a quest. It's just a counter on how successful we are. This is now where I do remember how, let's say, the final quest of this first chapter looks like, which gives me some ideas. I think this is good. I think this is really good. So yeah, I think this is really good. And then we are still reading some stuff here. The commotion draws the Khajiit out of their tents. I have 100 men surrounding this camp, I scream. They seem to buy my bluff. When I inquire about Moiva Kanai, they hastily tell me how she betrayed them. They think she's now working with some foreign power. So now the card tells me to add card 180. The thing is, we have removed cards 180 to 182 from the game, which means we are adding the next highest card, which is the card 183, which is the Thalmor. So this is our new main quest here. It's an evidence card. So Moiva Kanai is definitely working for the Thalmor. The organization has no right to operate in Skyrim. The High King needs to know about this urgently. Gather all players in Solitude, then flip all the evidence cards you have, which is, I think, only 1 now, but ultimately I now need to travel to Solitude and hope we have enough of these, let's so-called evidence cards. I could buy a horse now in Falgreath. I think we have the money, but it's still not quite enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would... I mean, yeah, we could save a turn. The question is, do I really want to do that or not? Because at the start of my next turn, I could simply go for the carriage and pay 1 gold per hole we are moving. So 1, 2, 3, moving there to Solitude. This would be enough. Good question now. I mean, buying a horse, we have the money, right? It's 7. Yep. We have the money. Let's buy the horse. So this is still part of our action this round. So we can still deal with the town here. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, going into the next chapter with a horse might really change things. Yeah, why not? Let's go with a horse. And then now we are ending the turn. We are passing over the starting player marker to our shadow player. We're placing it to the right of our player board. We are not drawing an event card. And then we want to move as fast as possible, right? What's the quickest way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can make it to Solitude either way, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go for another narrative. No, that's the thing. We wouldn't gain another personal quest. I think that's not possible. So I think that doesn't make sense, right? So let's move here. Yeah, we could gain resources, but I don't want to spend my personal quest. We don't make it here. I think the other person was also in Solitude, I believe, right? So no, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From here we will definitely make it to Solitude next round. And I guess here we will go for another dungeon exploration, right? So it's, I think this is a crypt. So we have a, I think this is ghostly character, also ghostly enemy. And then we will deal with a human enemy, I believe. So yeah, let's bring those out. So this is the ghostly character and this is the human character or enemy. I should say. We don't have to fight them simultaneously, so we are flipping this one over next. And it's a vampire fledgling, and I think that this might be a... yeah, that's a bad one. This is an expansion one. Comes with 4 and has a sneak of 3. No ambush this time, at least something. So yeah, I guess we will definitely go for a sneak attack here. So we stick to our dagger. 3 base dice plus 2 extra dice from our iron dagger and from our hide armor, right? And we need 3. And again, we can't push. Yeah. Let's see. And awesome, this was good enough. So this was our successful sneak attack, which was successful in this case. We get to choose which attack to trigger, and we will totally go for the stab, which is a 3. Now we multiplied by 2 because we did our sneak attack successfully. The vampire damage doesn't have the right set of armor, so they're losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points here, so it's totally out of here. Awesome. That's so awesome. So we gain 1 extra XP, and we could go for one of those, or we could gain a basic card. Let's go for cards. I want to show you stuff as much as possible. This is definitely way more fun looking at some of those cards. And this is, oh, bows. Bows are also very, very nice and special in this game. They come with this aim ability, which says ×1, which means you can only use this aim attack once per, let's say, combat. I think it's per encounter or per combat. Have to check that. But very special thing. But they typically do a good amount of damage with this relatively easy attack. I mean, we only need 1 stamina, we only need to hit 1 of those, so it's relatively easy, but again, we can only use 1. The shoot one is something that we can continue to use. So yeah, for now, I will hold on to this for sure. So that's a nice one, and that's basically, yeah, that's what we encountered first. The thing is, it's a level 1 enemy, and we already have 1 ability here on the level 1, which I believe means I think we should have to pay for this stab, but again, we get it right back anyway. It doesn't really matter too much. I think we are here at 0, which really means all level 0 enemies will need to be removed from the combat once we have basically encountered them. So things get spicy. So this card is basically removed from the game, and then we have to deal with a bandit archer with a sneak of 3, and they do have an ambush. So again, all the more reason now to go for the sneak attack. I think this is going in here with our experience we got. They only have 3 heavy armor, and yeah, we would be, if that's again successful, the sneak attack, we would take that archer out also right away. So again, we have to roll 5 dice. Yep. And we need 3 of those not symbols. And again, we were amazingly successful. Again, we are triggering this stab ability 3 times 2 because again, we did the sneak attack. And yeah, the archer doesn't have the right amount of armor. Cool. We're getting 1 more XP. So we are already at 6 in total. So 2 more to go for our next level. And down here, we will simply collect 3 coins. Because we have dealt the heavy blow, or the final blow, killing blow to an enemy, we also get a basic item from the deck. So let's see what it is. And that's another amulet, but this time, oh nice, oh nice, we gain an extra dice for speech, the amulet of articulation. That's a cool one. We will definitely hold on to this. Now this is really, really amazing. Yeah. Again, we have to get rid of this card. It will not come back ever again, so things will get more spicy as we go. But yeah, that was really a very successful dungeon run. Okay, the starting player marker will move back to us, which means we have to trigger the next event. And oh, it's something different. It's not a world crest. How about that? Move the Daedric invasion. Move 1 Daedra token towards the nearest stronghold. If there are no Daedra tokens on the board, place 1 on a wilderness space. And of course, we also have to deal with 2. This is now a problem because this card doesn't come with a token or with a space that can take threat, so we have to distribute those on our own. And again, I do think we can park it here for now, because again, it's our goal to make it up to Solitude, right? Yeah. Let's place the Deidre token. Is it double-sided? It is, so we are flipping it. It's 3-5-4 to a wilderness space, and I think we will place it, yeah, I don't know, down here. I think these will disappear at the end of the chapter, at least I think. And then it's our movement step. So again, the idea is to move to Solitude, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. All players are in Solitude. Then flip all the evidence cards you have. And this is an evidence card, right? Yes. So let's flip it over. We are gaining 2, which means we will be at our level. Okay, that's nice. So we are at 8, so we will level up at the end of this turn. I think we are doing this before we move into the next round, right? If there are at least 2 tokens next to Solitude, I think there are. One came here from basically the start, because we only played a 1 or 2 player game, and one I just placed there with my successful quest. So we are reading card 201 and read it aloud. So let's do that. We have it here. You listen to the High King. The Thalmor shouldn't be operating in my kingdom. But you don't know, do you? The war is over. The Dominion and the Empire have signed an armistice. The plates have been disbanded. I have granted you an audience out of respect, but you must leave my palace immediately. Take this, and may Talos watch over you. The High King gives you a sack of septims. Find a place to hide. A storm is coming your way. Flip this card. Okay, it seems we were successful. Each player gains 5 coins. That's not bad. Chapter 1 is complete. Place all the cards and surplus token in a different save game box for each player. Yeah, that's basically the end of our chapter. I am still not 100% sure if I should be doing the upgrade right now, or if that's really something that we should do at the start of our next round. The only problem with that is we wouldn't be allowed to gain any extra experience points until we have leveled up, but I still think that this is okay. Wow, that was a very successful run, and in respect to replayability, I think this was fine. I did know now that these 2 tokens would have been enough for the end game. So that was definitely the piece of information which I knew from my last, let's say, run through of chapter 1 here. Everything in between, in respect to all those quests, in respect to the random quests, also in respect to those world quests, my, let's say, normal mission quest, or my normal mission, which is something I was able to kind of randomize, because there are 4 kind of independent quests rows for basically one for a 4-player game, each one. And I think this was good. It was interesting enough. It's definitely not the most challenging quest now that you know kind of what you need to do. So in this case, I really knew, hey, it's enough. It's enough to win the game, to win the scenario, which is why I said, okay, let's do something in between and go for this piece here. This dungeon in between. I really could have really rushed things through to Solitude and ended it there. I could have spent the money. So I still think it was worth it. We gained stuff, so that's definitely enough and was a good thing. But apart from that, I do think it is really replayable, and that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily play the first chapter now immediately again. Maybe if I would play it with, let's say, someone who doesn't know the game, I would simply shut up and would let them make some more decisions rather than I do. But that's very similar to other, let's say, cooperative games where you come into a situation where you really know the game all that well, and you simply should stay back. And this is who I am. I'm really not the kind of alpha player in these co-op games, especially if I know the game. So if I play something like Andor with someone who doesn't know Andor, I mean Legends of Andor, that is, not the Star Wars series, I would let them make some more choices. If they would run into very bad situation, I would make a comment, I would make a remark and something, hey, consider this and that. But apart from that, I'm typically someone who will hold back and will let them fail. I mean, that's all the fun in these kind of games. But yeah, I must really say, I do enjoy this game. I mean, I love the easy combat mechanics. I love the balancing things, so how those monsters disappear. I love the upgrade mechanic for the crafting and stuff. So really, really a job very well done. Again, some more monsters would have been nice. Not sure if we will ever see more expansion that will simply add more of the same to whatever, more level 0 monsters, more level 1 monsters and whatnot. The amount of different items is okay, it's good. I think nothing compared to Runebound, especially if you go for the second edition, that is, for example, or Talisman, where you really see endless kind of stuff. But I still think it's really good and really, really enjoyable. And now it's really up to you if you want me to continue my chapters here, or if I will do something else. I'm fine either way. Of course, again, I will spoiler more stuff. The more you follow me here, you will see more and more stuff. But again, there is a good amount of randomization. We still have this event card here in the deck, for example. We will also shuffle back all those world quests in here because we haven't lost them just yet. We will simply add them back, so they will come back out. Maybe in a different order, maybe they will never come out. I think we may also add some more events to the deck, part of chapter 2. So yeah, definitely a good amount of randomization on your journeys in between. But again, the outline of the story is very much clear. Not sure if this will change in campaign 2, for example, or in the, what is it, Dawnguard expansion, where there is a new campaign in there, if there is some more branching. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's basically the thing with these scenario-driven games, right? But yeah, hope you enjoyed the very first chapter here. I definitely did. It's definitely a ton of fun, even playing it now a second time. Thanks for all the comments I have received and some of the clarifications. Really did help me remember some of the stuff. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos. And until then, bye-bye.